Venti has to be one of the most OP supports Genshin Impact has ever created, and with the right artifacts and weapons, your maxed out Venti will do more than just support. Level 90 Venti maxed out DPS build guide starts right now. Venti banner is coming next week, and if you're looking to summon him, I'm sure this guide will help you decide. Being a Nemo and having Ascension as energy recharge, Venti can spam his burst while his passive talent allows all characters with the element infused inside the burst to get 15 energy back and himself allowing all party members to spam their burst. Venti's E skill does decent and Nemo damage as his skill enables press, and while you hold, the damage increases and allows you to be able to fly into the air, making punch attacks possible. And while Venti's specialty is his burst, which sucks up all the small enemies and allows continuous Nemo damage and swirls of elements, this skill is so broken that you will see clearing domains and spiral abyss without any challenge. As you've been so accustomed to seeing high melt and vaporize damages, Venti shows us that Swirl is capable of competing right next to them. Hey, what's up? Let's quickly go over Venti's level and attributes real quick. Venti's at level 88, almost at level 90 guys. For the artifacts, I'm using Iridescent set 4-piece. For the constellation, absolutely 0 constellation. For the talents here, level 9 on the E and level 9 on the Q. And for the weapon, I'm going to be using Stringless, Blackcliff Warbow, and the Amos Bow. I'm going to have a damage comparison, and I'm going to explain other weapon choices options for you. And for the artifact choice, Iridescent 4-piece is going to be absolute must for Venti. And before you go for the 4-piece Iridescent, you can opt in for 2-piece Gladiator and 2-piece Iridescent, getting that 18% increased attack and the 2-piece Nemo damage bonus for 15%. And the reason why the 4-piece Iridescent is going to be must is because of the increased swirl damage, and it's going to decrease element infusing the swirl by 40% for 10 seconds. Now, the reason why Iridescent set is going to be good is because you're using Venti as a support, and you're going to be using the E skill and the Q skill, and when you use the Q skill, all the elements that's going to be absorbed is going to be allowing energy recharge because of the passive talent, which is going to be restoring 15 energy to all characters that's going to be infusing the element or infusing the swirl with the Q skill or the E skill. But generally what you're looking for is you want to be using all of your characters to use their element to infuse in the Q skill, and that way they're just going to get energy recharge back so you guys can really spam the burst ability. And the reason why the 4-piece is going to be good is because it's going to straight up increase swirl damage by 60%. And the reason why I have a lot of elemental mastery over here is because of the weapon Stringless that I'm using. For the crit rate is 29.5%, crit damage at 151.8%. And note that 198 elemental mastery is needed for 82% increase in swirl damage. With the 4-piece Iridescent, you're gonna get 60%. So that's like more than 120 elemental mastery that you're just gonna get for the increased swirl damage. And on top of that, you're gonna decrease the element that's infused into swirl by 40%. And that's why the 4-piece Iridescent is an absolute must for Venti. Let's quickly go over the Iridescent set. Attack percent, crit damage, crit rate. For the flower, HP, crit damage, crit rate. Hourglass, attack percent with elemental mastery and attack. Had no time to farm artifacts in a few days. Nemo damage cup with crit rate, attack percent, attack. Crit damage with crit rate, attack percent. Went over the attributes, getting that 61.6% Nemo damage bonus. And now I'm gonna show you the numbers with the Amos Bow first. I'm gonna showcase weapon damage comparison in Dance of Steel. And for the team, I'm using double pyro. I'm not gonna use Bandit skill or Deluxe skill. Just gonna get that 25% attack increase. And I'm using Jean to get energy recharge back for Venti, and that's it. Let's quickly look at the damage number for Amos Bow real quick. 24,148. And let's do the Q skill. 3,289. And now I'm gonna use Blackcliff Warbow, getting that crit damage, refinement rank 1, and Venti's gonna be getting more attack increase as he kills enemies. And with Venti though, he's gonna be killing enemies when he uses the burst. So it's gonna be really easy for him to proc the weapon effect with the Blackcliff Warbow. Let's use the E skill, 22,272 damage. But note that as you kill enemies, Blackcliff is just gonna do more and more damage. So I'll show you guys the numbers. Now I'm gonna do the ult. So it started at 3,034 damage. So the damage number is going up and up, right? Went up to 25,300 something damage. 25,322 damage. And let's see the damage for the Q again. 3,449 damage with the Q skill. Now let's look at the infamous string list, and this is gonna straight up give you elemental mastery, so it's gonna increase swirl damage because this literally straight up increases elemental skill and elemental burst damage by 48% because it's refinement rank 5. Yeah, the damage comparison for the weapons are kind of like unfair because this is like full refinement, but I'm just gonna show you the number for the string list real quick. Let's look at the E damage with the string list. 23,903 damage, and let's look at the burst skill damage. 3,256 damage. Now I'm gonna do swirl damage testing, so I'm gonna use Bennett's ult and Venti's ult, and I'm gonna show you guys swirl damage. And I'm gonna use a Blackcliff Warbow, and I'm gonna use Stringless. So just concentrate on the swirl damage, don't look at the Nemo damage numbers, okay? Okay, Bennett's Q, Venti's ult. So the swirl damage is at 1,707, right? Okay, I'm gonna test the swirl damage with max stacks Blackcliff, okay? So 1,866, right? Okay, energy recharge real quick. Okay, swirl damage with elemental mastery stringless, okay? Use the Q, use Venti's Q. Swirl damage, I see 2,133 damage. You guys see that? Now going over what happened here, Blackcliff Warbow did the most Nemo damage when with the 3 stacks, and this is refinement rank 1. As he got the full stacks, the E damage and the Q damage was the highest for Blackcliff Warbow. The Amos Bow came in 2nd, and the Stringless came in 3rd, but then the damage wasn't too high of a gap. Now comparing the swirl damage, it's not even comparing with the Blackcliff Warbow. Stringless does way more swirl damage, and because this straight up increases 48% with the elemental skill and elemental burst damage, because it's refinement rank 5, the Nemo damage was pretty decent. It was up there competing next to these 2 weapons. But note that elemental mastery is just gonna increase swirl damage by 80% or higher. On top of the 4-piece Birdescent getting additional 60% swirl damage, Stringless is just gonna do massive swirl damage. And over time, as you use combination of skills, and that's how you're using Venti anyways, you're gonna be trying to infuse different elements in the swirl as much as you can, like Pyro, Hydro, Cryo. And with Stringless, I feel like over time it's just gonna do way more damage. And now, is it because it's refinement rank 5 and because this is refinement rank 1? Is it comparable? We're gonna have to see if Blackcliff's gonna do way more Nemo damage, and a lot of you guys are probably want to do a lot more Nemo damage numbers. But because Venti does so much swirl, I feel like Stringless is gonna be one of the best option for Venti. And if you look at my characters that's using bows, Ganya's gonna be using the Amos bow or the Blackcliff. Kyle Tartaglia is gonna be using Amos or the Blackcliff. And so for me, my Venti is gonna be using the Stringless mainly, as I use him as in the Spiral Abyss or Domain Clearing. It just depends on what team comp you have. Just note that Stringless is gonna be more applicable to Venti other than these characters here. Obviously, with Visual, Stringless is gonna be excellent as well. So you guys just saw Amos Bow, Blackcliff, and the Stringless damage testing. All of these 3 are actually really good choices for Venti. All other 5-star weapons are gonna be an excellent choice for Venti as well. The Birdescent Hunt is gonna be an excellent choice for Venti as well because of that crit rate, and you need crit rate to proc crit damage. For absolute free to play, you have few options. You have this one, the Prototype Crescent, and you have Babonius, right? I feel like with the Prototype, it's an okay option because of the attack percent increase. And you're gonna have to use him with the charge attack to hit opponents on the weak points, and it's gonna straight up increase attack. for 10 seconds. So for absolute free to play and you want to do some damage with Venti, then Protect Crescent is the way to go. With the Vabonius though, you're gonna get energy recharge, so you're gonna be able to maximize the burst ability, spammable ability with the Vabonius. So this is actually a good option if you're looking for energy recharge. And we have new weapons coming out, the 5-star weapon called LG for the end. We got the Alley Hunter coming out, and so I don't know if this is gonna be a free-to-play option. 4-star is coming out, but I heard there's gonna be a free-to-play weapon that's a 4-star that's coming out, and you're able to max refine it. Wait until these weapons come out, and let's see what these weapons can do, so you can decide the best weapon choices for Venti. Okay, now I changed my team composition with Bennett, Mona, Venti, and Official. I'm gonna take a look at if Venti will get his Q back before the cooldown is over, after all of my characters spam their abilities, okay? And I'm gonna see if Mona, Official, and Bennett get their Q back as well, okay?
みんながそばにいてく逃げようなんて思わないでよね運命よここにいてよ夜の源源天に召せ
So Venti and Bennett, they both got their ult back. Looking at Mona, almost, right? The bar is almost, and Official almost. So now they're all back. I have a Venti build guide on all of the artifact sets, and if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and check it out. It should pop up on top right, or I'll leave it in the description below. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go over all these characters here really quickly and to show, kind of like explain what these characters can do with Venti. So with Bennett, I feel like it's gonna be really good character with Venti. When he uses the burst, Venti's gonna, you know, swirl his pyro effect, and it's gonna straight up increase damage for all party members. And as you can see, Venti's just gonna get his burst back after Venti uses his burst. So Bennett's gonna be really good option. Mona's gonna be really good because with her normal attacks and charge attacks gonna do hydro, and she can literally aim at the tornado the Venti creates. Visual's gonna be great because her skill literally shoots out like an electric turret. Albedo, because his skills literally proc wherever the radius is, it's gonna be a great option, and his Q skill is gonna increase elemental mastery to all members. We got Zhao and Jin here. With Zhao, because you wanna actually spam his burst as much as you can. Venti's gonna be a really good support for Zhao. With Jin, you're able to just straight up recharge much more quicker. With Venti, you're just gonna make sure that Venti gets his Q back at all times if you have a Nemo character next to you. Ganyu's gonna be a great option because her Q literally just rains down shards of ice from the sky, and not only that, her charge attack is gonna spread, and when everything is grouped together in the Venti tornado, you can use Ganyu to shoot arrows and literally gonna kill everything. Razor's burst ability is gonna literally hit where the Venti's tornado is gonna be, so it's gonna continuously do electro damage, and you're just gonna proc swirl continuously. Q-Tao is gonna be an okay option because her burst is literally gonna hit in a radius, so Q-Tao is really good. D-Look actually is a really good option because his burst literally aims and shoots and has this like Phoenix shoot out, so you can literally aim it to the tornado. Child is an okay option because when you put in those marks and as Venti kills them, it's gonna spread and you're gonna do continuous hydro damage. And obviously you can do aim shots with Child as well, and his burst is gonna do max damage. After Beidou uses the burst, if you have someone like Child or Ganyu or even Venti, and you can do normal attacks and the electric is just gonna go straight into the tornado. And you got all these other... Din Yan's gonna be good because he's gonna apply pyro really quickly. Zing Ling, you know what she can do. Now with Sucrose and Venti together, I don't think it's necessary because they're both kind of like doing the same thing, but you can if you really want to. Iona is going to be great because you can actually shoot with her E skill and it's going to aim in to the position you're shooting at, so you can just proc cryo into the tornado. Hyungyun's burst ability is going to be spammable with Venti because his burst doesn't really need that much energy to spam it. Thank again, it's going to be an option where you can just shoot out shards of hydro to the enemies when you're doing normal attacks. Now we got Lisa here. I feel like Lisa's gonna be actually another really good option with Venti because with her, another problem with her is her burst ability where she needs a lot of energy to be able to spam it, and Venti's gonna actually help. And another thing with Lisa, just like Mona, you can actually shoot out Electro with the normal and charge attack, so it's gonna be really easy to put in Electro into the tornado. Obviously with Amber you can do charge shots and her burst is gonna do that raining. With Kea, you can actually like shoot out ice with the E, right? So it's gonna be really easy to put in cryo into Venti's ult. Dongni is a good option because of his E skill, which is gonna straight up decrease element for everyone. So it's just gonna increase Venti's damage, everyone else's damage. And you got someone like Ningguang where everything is grouped together inside the tornado. She can just do normal and charge attacks and aim to the tornado, and it's gonna be a very good fit with Venti as well. And lastly, I'm gonna go over the elemental absorption with the Q skill. It's gonna happen with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, and Electro. And some of the skills, like maybe like Xingling, sometimes you might do the burst ability and it might not go into Venti's ult because it's gonna be kind of like up in the air. So you gotta note into that. I want to describe all of these in detail, but I can't today because it's just gonna take way too long. So I'll have a video more in detail with that, with the team composition, in the next video or something like that very soon, so you guys can see a real clear detail of the best team composition for Venti. And now in my Discord, I'm doing some giveaway right now, and I always do giveaway when I do live stream. So make sure to hit subscribe button, notification, so you don't miss these live giveaway events. And if you come into Discord right now, I'm actually having few giveaways, so this is gonna be a great option for you to get some money so you can get some primals and get these characters, especially if you're looking to summon the Venti. My name is Aiden, and I will see you in the next video or live stream. Peace out.